can't tell you the number of times I've seen people stop in their tracks, walk up to the structure, walk around the structure, step back, and then realize that this thing of beauty that they're experiencing is made out of a material that they previously thought you could not do anything with.
So while Albizia is a beautiful tree, if you look at it, it has this tropical, but also somehow African look to it. It has this wide crown, these beautiful little leaves that flicker in the wind. It is probably one of the most problematic tree species on our island.
Albizia was introduced in 1917 as part of the early reforestation efforts. At that time, with fire and ranching and cattle and logging, our watersheds were largely denuded of all trees. So in Hawaii, they're the fastest growing tree on the planet. They'll do upwards of 15 feet per year. It's way faster than they grow in their native range, which is Papua New Guinea and the Indonesia area. Due to their rapid growth rate, they are prone to what's called sudden limb shear. And that's where, with no apparent cause, a tree can drop incredibly immense limbs, destroying whatever is underneath it.
When I heard about the Lyon Arboretum taking down a bunch of big invasive trees, the most interesting part about it all was that none of it was going to be used. I went there essentially just to observe and to document the removal. I walked up literally witnessing these giant Albizia trees as they were coming down. At the time I had little knowledge of the tree. People kept whispering, "This stuff's not usable," but my intuition was telling me to try it.
Before Joey called about this project, I'd heard of Albizia trees because they kept falling down. That gives one the impression that the wood is weak, but that's not necessarily true because the way they fell was that their root system failed. And that is a characteristic of a fast-growing tree, is that it doesn't develop a very good root system. So it didn't really surprise me when we tested it, the bending capacity, the shear capacity, the compressive strength. And all of those tests were comparable with Douglas fir, which is the common construction material here in Hawaii.
The Albizia project is not just about the tree. It's about a systems way of thinking towards regenerative design. When we change the way we source our building materials, we can go from the exploitation of our planet to the restoration of our native ecosystems.
I've heard the mantra that design can solve our problems, and I think that the highest potential for the role of an architect is to help reveal what is already there, and that's what I've observed in working with the architect on this particular project. Through this process of directed inquiry and through some really deep listening and observation, a very elegant solution has revealed itself.